In the last video, we learned that your choice of being determines your attribute maximums, but I didn't go into what your attributes actually do or how you assign them. During character creation, you're granted 15 points to spread between your character's attributes, with all of them starting at 1 point automatically. This means that whenever you've spent all of your points, the sum of all 6 attributes should be 21. But what do these attributes actually do? Why would you want to put points into them? If you go to the rulebook page or click the attributes link under step 2, there is a section specifically for attributes. They don't give you bonuses to rolls like in Dungeons & Dragons, and they are completely separated from skills. Instead, each attribute determines certain core aspects of a character, difficulty ratings for resisting abilities, and power scaling of abilities that you use that are governed by that attribute. We know that we have a human, with his attribute maximums all set at 10, while our current attributes are all at 1 before we've spent any points. We have 15 points to spend here, so you can try to go for a balanced spread or max out an attribute immediately. Originally, I had set a limit so that a character could only go to 6 on character creation, but I removed that so people could do whatever they wanted with their points. Now, there are upsides and downsides to this. Say I put 9 points into my endurance, maxing it out. That would give my character a massive hit point pool, a high GP maximum, and any abilities governed by endurance would be very powerful early in the game. I also wouldn't have to worry about training my endurance during play. Now that's a lot of upsides, but my other attributes would suffer. With 6 points left to split between the other 5 attributes, you have to make tighter sacrifices. Now you want some speed so that you have AP to spend on actions and so that you can move further. You want agility so that you can have RP. Strength allows you to carry your equipment and jump further. Charisma boosts support abilities and allows you to use the flow mechanic. And without intellect, you're cut off from the ability combination system. And any abilities that your characters know that aren't governed by endurance are going to be massively weaker. Now, I'm not saying that maxing out an attribute, or at least taking it as far as possible, isn't viable or a valid choice. I'm just trying to explain the pros and cons of the decision. I know that I just used a few terms that haven't been explained yet, so let me fix that a bit. Is strength. This increases your item slot number, the amount of weight you can lift, push, or drag, and your jump height and distance. Agility adds to your action point maximum and determines your reaction point maximum. Endurance determines your maximum hit points, your maximum guard points, and the number of dice you roll to recover hit points after a rest. Intellect determines how many ability combinations you can have at a time, and it also boosts your ability to manipulate and use certain technologies that you can sync your mind to. Speed determines your maximum AP alongside agility, and increases your movement distance per AP spent, and also affects your initiative in combat. Now, charisma may feel a little less important next to the others whenever it's explained, but it increases your flow point generation at the end of your turn. Flow is a party-based resource that allows you to grant party members action points outside of their turn so that you can make team attacks with them. It has more uses than that, but charisma can seem underwhelming when the one thing it does is put against a list of other things. Also, charisma is easy to improve. All you have to do is like the video and subscribe. Other than that, all of these attributes also affect the scaling of abilities that they govern, increasing their power, how effective they are, or how hard it is for a target to resist the ability's effect. I know that was a lot. To help illustrate all of this, I've decided making an actual character would be easier than just spouting examples. This is Vincent Black. He's a character that I've wanted to play since I first came up with this game. He's self-assured, confident, and a bit of a silly fellow. And his attribute spread looks like this. And using the agility, endurance, and speed, we can fill the information over here. hit points, guard points, action points, and reaction points. Now, hit points is normal for any game, so that doesn't really need a explanation, but guard points are a variable defense system that acts essentially like a mix between armor class and temporary hit points in Dungeons & Dragons. Your guard points determines how hard you are to hit, regardless of how many you have. So at maximum, a character would have to roll an attack roll or an ability roll higher than this number in order to hit you. If they don't roll higher, they miss, obviously. If they do roll higher, the damage that you take is taken through your guard points first, and they are reduced to the appropriate amount, making you easier to hit on subsequent attacks. If you are at 0 guard points, well, you are automatically hit if you are the target, regardless. However, that's where your reaction points, governed by agility, comes in. Whenever you end your turn, whatever action points that you have left over are converted to reaction points. You can use these reaction points to use a number of built-in reactions that everybody has, like the defend reaction, which allows you to regain guard points, possibly making an attack or ability miss, or just reducing the damage you take from a hit. Alternatively, you can use the evade reaction, which allows you to roll your own dice in a competition against the attack roll that is coming at you. If you beat the attack roll coming at you, it misses completely, and you take no damage to your guard points or hit points. So you have to kind of leverage each one's effect and decide which one you want in the moment. And finally, our action points are governed by your agility plus your speed. This determines the number of action points you have during combat. All actions cost different amounts of points to use. For example, movement costs 1 AP, and you can move as many feet as you want with that 1 AP, equal to 5 times your speed. Additionally, you can spend more action points to move more times. If you need to, you can even spend all of your action points on movement just to keep up with somebody who's running away or to really zoom across the battlefield. And I think I've covered enough here about the attributes and what they affect, so I'm going to leave it there. In the next video, I'll be going over virtues and flaws, one of my answers to mechanically important story building. If there was anything that you didn't understand or would like expanded on, let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to answer you. And once again, thank you for watching.